All right, now what I'm going to show you guys is how to set up your notebook for doing the lessons. So for every lesson, this is what I want you guys to do. So here's my lesson, and I'm going to go through it on my notebook. And what's really important is if you guys can, please try to get a graph notebook paper because we're going to be graphing a lot in this classroom. And so, yeah. So when you have a graph paper, you can just grab one and then you can just draw like a headline like this on the top. Obviously, yours isn't gonna be as straight as mine. Maybe if you use a ruler or something, but my iPad automatically lets me do that. Anyways, all right. So here are the things that you need. So the first thing you need is lesson number. The first thing you need is lesson number. So in this scenario, the lesson number is 2. If you guys look over there, there's 2 on the top right there. So it's going to be lesson number 2. And then the next one is the lesson name. The lesson name is Introducing Proportional Relationships with Tables. So it's going to be Introducing Proportional Relationships. Proportional Relationships with tables. And then finally, what you want to do is you want to put the date, which is, for me, is August 4th. So it's going to be August 4th, 2022. Okay, so that is how you want to set up your notebook. In fact, you just need 3 lines. You could even move this line up like this. And then that's this is your header. And then, so that is how you do setting up your notebook. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through each problem right here. So as you can see, the first problem is a recipe of, 2 cups, so on and so forth. Now, I do encourage you guys to write down the important information. Now, I did say to write down the problem, but that doesn't mean to write down the problem word by word because that can be kind of a lot. So what I want you guys to do is if you take a look, I know I don't really have a pointed thing right now for me to work with, but let's just look over. It says the first problem. Oh, whoa, I didn't know that. Whoa, that's great. I just did something wrong. Okay, but this is kind of cool. I didn't know that you could do that here. Anyways, but I think I might mess stuff up. Yeah, I might mess stuff up. But anyways, if you take a look, this problem right here, right? A recipe says that 2 cups of dry rice will serve 6 people. So, and then it says complete the table as you answer the questions. Be prepared to explain your reasoning. Like, you don't have to write down this part. Complete the table as you answer the questions. Be prepared to explain your reasoning, because that's just redundant and it's gonna take forever for you to write. So what I'm trying to show you guys is every time you write down the problem, just write down the most relevant parts of the problem. That's really important. Now, if you take a look at this part right here about the cups, and I don't know if I can write it right here. This part right there, ooh, it's gonna change everything. The table, I encourage you guys to write down the whole table, right? Because that is a pretty important part of the problem. So for me, if I look at the first problem, it says a recipe that says 2 cups of dry rice will serve 2 people. So I'm just gonna write 2 cups of dry rice will serve 6 people, right? I'm not gonna write down the entire problem because that's really redundant, and that's just gonna waste a lot of time. But this table right here, cups of rice, number of people, that's important. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write cups of rice, and then draw a table. My table's horrible, and number of people. And then that's gonna be 2, 3, 10, 2, 3, 10, and then 6, 9, 45. 6, 9, 45. 6, 9, and 45. So you see, this is the table that I have, and then for my answer, as I actually solve this problem, I go ahead and fill this out. Now, if you take a look, there's this part right here. A, how many people will 10 cups of rice will serve? And this question. So what I can write is how many people will 10 cups of rice serve? I can just write 10 cups of rice. So I can write 10 cups of rice will serve. and then you could just put your answer right there. You don't have to write down the entire question. When you're summarizing the question like this, like you're doing like right there, you're essentially quote unquote writing the question down. And so what I'm trying to emphasize is I don't want you to just do this extra work that just have nothing to do with like actual work. Just write down the information that is relevant to the question, that's going to help you solve the problem. So, and then let's do this one, right? How many cups of rice are needed to serve 45 people, right? So so I can write in order to serve, I know my handwriting's horrible. In order to serve 45 people, you need blah 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 number of cups of rice, right? So this is basically all you need to do for problem number 1, right? And if you want to just write some notes down, you're like, oh, this is, maybe you can write things to remember, and then you could just write down your own notes right here, so on and so forth. But essentially what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is how you set up your notebook. You got your header right here, and then you're writing the problem down, right? At least the most important parts of the problem. That's going to help you learn the concept, and that is how you set up the notebook. All right, well, I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.